got a little bit of heat. The seeds. I don't know how we do it. That was spicier than I expected. I'm freaking crying. Should never trust that guy. Whew. I'm glad I'm not that guy, am I right? No, it's just kidding. I was that guy. And I almost died to bring you this video. At least it felt like it. According to this graph that came from very reliable sources, Americans eat more peppers than any other country on this planet. But sadly, I'm immigrant Jackson, not Native American Jackson, which makes me feel sad. I feel left out. This gave me an idea. Why not eat every type of pepper that I can find in New York City? I'm about to do something I'll regret, but I don't care. Let's go get this stuff.
There are basically only 2 places you need to go to in order to get every chili pepper in New York City. Let's go to the first one.
Alright guys, I haven't been here in a while, but I actually found it. Check this out.
Meet Sierra? I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right, but I think it's right. Let's go in.
Chili peppers come from South America, and that means Corona Queens should have nearly all the common and some uncommon peppers that they use over there. Next, I'm headed to the Union Square Farmers Market. I heard there's a vendor there that sells nearly every pepper imaginable.
Finally back in Union Square. Very racist guy trying to attack Asians. Definitely has some mental health issues, but it's not important. We're back in Union Square for a reason. They have my peppers. So let's go. Count. Where are my Eckerton guys? That little kid last time told me that when I come in late August that he'll have every pepper I can ever imagine. He's lying to me. He's gonna buy me the peppers. No, just kidding. I see them. Sweet paprika, poblano. Oh, what are these? Eckerton cherry bombs, Indonesian cayenne, hot pepper mix. So I have no idea what I'm getting. Those peppers, oh my god, they're so huge.
There were just too many chili peppers and I needed help. Luckily, this young man came to the rescue.
For years and years. He knows it's a good year for peppers too.
He showed me some of his merchandise and he taught me how to kill a man with scorpion peppers.
These are the scorpions. The guy said it'll burn my ass.
Before you know it, I had a berry basket filled with some of the hottest peppers you can find. Look at all these babies with their corresponding Scoville heat units alongside them. This is the moment we've all been waiting for because a video like this has never been done before. This took me a few months and it took me to a few locations, but we finally have every chili pepper I can find in New York City right here.
Before we begin, I'd like to thank Eckerton Hill Farms from Pennsylvania. I'm not sponsored by them, I'm just a fan. If it weren't for them, I would only have 3 chili peppers for you today. But because of them, I'm able to bring you 28 different chili peppers. Before you point it out, I know that the Pepper X is the hottest pepper in the world according to Guinness World Records, but I couldn't get my hands on it because it's not available to the public. Scoville heat units is the measure of heat in a pepper. The higher the number, the more pain. We'll be eating it in order of Scoville heat units, starting with the mildest, going all the way up to lava. Any chili pepper that has 1,000,000 Scoville heat units or higher, I won't be eating the whole thing because there's a small chance of death. Can't take those risks. For this challenge, yes, I can use milk, I can use ice cream, but not immediately. I have 2 minutes. I have to suffer for 2 minutes before any relief. Now with that out of the way, let's start with this bad boy, the humble bell pepper. This guy has 0 Scoville heat units. It's sweet and delicious, red being the sweetest. Let's dig in. This thing is so sweet and it's so delicious. Not sweet like a fruit, but very sweet for a pepper. This challenge is gonna be so easy. Yeah, this is good. Awesome.
Hey guys, I am so sorry. Due to technical difficulties, I lost audio for the ají dulce, shishito, Italian long hot, cubanelle, cornita, poblano, Anaheim, cherry bomb, hatch, and jalapeno peppers. The key takeaways are that the cherry bomb peppers are sweet, tasty, and you should buy them whenever you want something a little bit more mild than a jalapeno and you want some heat. And that taking a huge bite of a jalapeno made me feel like I got punched in the gut, which made me vomit a minute after swallowing it.
I just vomited from a jalapeno. I think I've been eating way too much. I have too much food in my stomach. I'm just not that used to chili peppers, so I gotta take it easy. I'll still get a chance to experience all the peppers, but I don't want to vomit again. I have my cutting board here. I'll have to cut up the peppers into pieces, but I'll still make it to the end eventually. All right, so with that said, my next pepper is the Fresno Pepper. At around 8,000 Scoville units, I'm expecting this to be just slightly hotter than the jalapeno. And because it's red, I'm expecting it to be quite sweet. So let's dig in. First, cut off the stem. I'll get this little piece. It is pretty sweet. Not much heat in this one, and I ate the hardest part, the part with all the seeds in it. I don't know how a jalapeno was able to kill me, but this. Is this thing even working? Next up is the Hungarian Wax. The Hungarian Wax is also at around 8,000 Scoville. Let's cut into it and see how it tastes. All right, grabbing the hardest part. It's hardly spicy at all. This doesn't make any sense because so far the jalapeno has been the most difficult to eat. Everything else was pretty manageable. It was like hardly any heat at all. It was more like 500 or 1,000 Scoville. Wow, okay, well, that was easy. Little kitty, you wanna try some peppers? You do? You wanna try some peppers, Vasya? Vasya? Next up is the Serrano Pepper. It looks almost identical to the jalapeno. It's just slimmer. At 18,000 Scoville, I'm expecting this to be way more difficult to eat. I've actually never had it before. I'm expecting it to taste just like the jalapeno. Okay, so far so good. It tastes very, very similar to a jalapeno, slightly bitter. A bit grassy, because I didn't bite into the whole thing. For some reason, this one's not as spicy as the jalapeno either. Let me just have another piece, just to make sure. Taste some heat, but it doesn't taste like 18,000 Scoville. Not at all. Wow, that was surprisingly easy. Next up is the Ornamental Pepper. So the Ornamental Pepper, it's not really meant for consumption, although you can eat it. It's 20,000 Scoville. See how it goes. These ornamental peppers are just meant for decoration because they look really pretty. The peppers and the plants go pretty well in any garden. This will be kind of spicy. Yeah, ornamental peppers, they don't taste very good. Like I said, they're not meant for consumption. They're just meant for decoration. Slightly hotter than the Serrano pepper, not too spicy for some reason. So far, the jalapeno has been the spiciest pepper I had. I can keep going. Next up is the Bulgarian Carrot. It's also at 20,000 Scoville. All right, Bulgarian Carrot. Let's cut off the stem again. I'll eat the hardest part. I'm expecting this to be a bit sweet because of its bright color, but we'll see. I'm not expecting it to taste like carrots. It's pretty sweet. A little fruity too. Oh, kind of spicy. Oh man. Ornamental and Bulgarian Carrot are both at 20,000 Scoville. This one hits harder for some reason. Oh, it's a little spicy. All right, I don't feel like vomiting. Again, need a little bit of relief. Thank God somebody invented ice cream. Oh, Bulgarian Carrot. It's a pretty good pepper. Bit hotter than I expected, but It's gotta move on. Gotta move on, baby. Next up is the Eckerton Pepper. Now the Eckerton Pepper, I don't know exactly what the Scoville heat unit is. They told me it's a cross between the Serrano and the cherry bombs. I think it's around 22,000, but there's really no way to tell until I try it. Let me chop off the top. Now this pepper is something you can only get from Eckerton Hill Farms. I'm expecting it to be really good because all their other stuff is really good. Bottoms up. It's quite sweet. It's quite sweet and fruity, much like the cherry bombs. It's not as painful as the Bulgarian Carrots. Next up is the Manzano Pepper. The Manzano Pepper is about 25,000 Scoville, and this guy has been in my freezer for about a year now. I have to get rid of this thing. Let's cut into this thing and see how it is. Ooh, this thing's really interesting. This thing has black seeds, smells a little fruity. All right, bon appetit. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought this is a fruit. It looks so delicious. We'll see how much this thing hurts. Oh, sweet. Very fruity. Oh, very interesting flavor. Might be the fruitiest pepper that I've tasted so far. I wish these things were a lot more popular in America. Next up is the lemon drop. The lemon drop is around 25,000 Scoville. I'm expecting this thing also to be very sweet, maybe even sour, just based on the looks of it. Let's cut it up and see how it is. Sweet, a little tangy, a little bitter for some reason. Lemon drops are pretty nice. I wonder why these aren't also more popular in America. Next up is the Cayenne Pepper. If you think this thing looks a little weird, it's because I grew this. I probably messed up the growing process. The Cayenne Pepper is around 40,000 Scoville. Let's cut it up and see how it tastes. It's very peppery. I can taste those Scovilles. It doesn't really taste like much. I don't know. Did I mess this one up? It's not that spicy. What the hell? Alright, well, I don't have much to say about that one. Next up, Wild Brazil. The Wild Brazil is about 70,000 Scoville. Now, if you guys may remember, I tried this when I was at the farmer's market, and this thing hurt pretty bad. That was spicier than I expected. So, it's time to take another crack at it. Let me cut the stem off. I'm gonna try this thing whole, let you know. Oh, I already know it's gonna be tough. It smells very fruity. Wow, it's so small. Packs a bit of heat. It's very fruity and citrusy. I handled it like a champ. So it's not nearly as hard as it was when I first tried it in the farmer's market. All right guys, next up is the Thai chili. The Thai chili is 75,000 Scoville. Any of you guys who have ever been to Thailand will know that these things are really, really popular in Thailand. Let's give it a go. It's a very neutral flavor, similar to the cayenne. It's just spicy. Oh man, my nose is running. To me, it seems like it's just something if you want some heat in your food, you add some Thai chili. It's not very flavorful. Next up is the Habanero pepper. Now we're getting into the territory that's over 100,000 Scoville. This is 250,000 Scoville, 250,000. It's notoriously spicy. So let's cut into it and try it out. I would love to eat the whole thing. I seriously don't want to vomit again. I'll eat a bigger piece. Sweet or fruity. Well, I feel a heat coming in. A bit citrusy too. Wow. These habaneros are pretty spicy. Not in the front of my mouth, but for some reason in the back of my mouth, it's really hitting hard. Didn't know I had taste receptors back there. I don't want to start convulsing. I don't want to vomit again. Is it ice cream time yet? That one really did a number on me. I really gotta take it easy because my next one is just as spicy as the habanero. But Ed Curry says that this next one is a lot more flavorful than the habanero. He says it's one of the most underrated. Next up is the Scotch Bonnet. Scotch Bonnet is 250,000 Scoville, so it's just as spicy as the habanero. Let's cut into this thing. Give it a go. It smells even more citrusy and fruity than the habanero. All right, well, smell is one thing. Taste is another. Look, I learned my lesson. I'm not trying to kill myself here. I'll get a slightly smaller piece. Scotch bonnets are pretty popular in Jamaica. Let's see why. So we get a piece of this. Wow, this thing is full of flavor. It's citrusy, it's fruity. Part of it is a little bitter as well. Okay, ate a smaller piece than the habanero. So I'm not expecting a severe of a reaction. This thing's still pretty damn spicy. Similar to the habanero, hit me in the back. My Scotch Bonnet was a killer. Next up is the Wiri Wiri. Look how small this little boy is. This little boy is 250,000 Scoville. It couldn't possibly be that spicy, right? Bon appetit, baby, bon appetit. Can't really taste it. It does taste a little bitter. Wasn't able to get this fresh, so it was dehydrated Wiri Wiri. It's not so spicy so far. Let's see how it goes in a minute. It's not much. Wiri Wiri, it's about 250,000 Scoville, but in the dehydrated form, it's not as spicy. I did try to reactivate it by dunking it in water for a few hours, but it doesn't seem to be working. Maybe it is working because I'm hiccuping. I recovered a little and I'm ready to move on. Next up is the Fatalii. Now these bad boys, they're 300,000 Scoville. Not very common in the US, so you need a place like Eckerton Hill Farms in order to get something like this. Let's cut it up and give it a go. Reminds me a lot of the Scotch Bonnet. It's like fruity and citrusy. Something's oozing out of the pepper. Maybe I should get a little more? I'm not looking forward to this. All right, let's go. Initially pretty bitter. not as fruity or citrusy as it smells. It's not spicy yet. We'll see how things go. I already swallowed it. Oh, it's getting worse. Oh yeah, it's getting worse. Feels like, my stomach feels like I got punched. My belly doesn't feel well. I'm tearing up. Like someone hit me in the gut. Who the hell would eat this?
A few moments later.
I'm tearing up. My boogers are coming out. I didn't think it would be this bad. We're not even at ghost pepper yet. And I'm drinking milk. Yeah, give me some ice cream. What the hell was I thinking? I don't know. Cut a bigger piece, Jackson. You're so manly, you can take it. This is a different type of pain. When you're on the bike and you're pedaling hard and you feel that burn, it's a really good feeling. This, on the other hand, feels like there's something wrong with your body. I need to be showered in milk. I gotta slop squat for this one. I don't know. Oh, ice cream is so delicious. I couldn't think about it because this Fatalii is so spicy. It's in the name. It's actually not pronounced Fatalii. It's Fatal 2. It's the sequel to Fatal 1. That's spicy as hell. Holy moly. What the hell is the ghost pepper gonna do to me? If I didn't have ice cream and milk, I don't know where I'd be right now. I got kicked by a donkey. The pain is subsiding now. My body is kind of feeling normal again. I know I just did something that I shouldn't have done.
I hate this damn pepper.
Guys, I really need to take a break and reconsider my life choices. That last one really did a number on me. That last pepper that I ate, the Fatalii pepper, it wasn't even 1,000,000 Scoville. And look what it did to me. I need to line my stomach with milk and ice cream before I tackle the last 3 chili peppers, which are all over 1,000,000 Scoville. Stay tuned for the next video where I tackle the 3 hottest peppers that I could find in New York City. Thank you guys for watching. In the meantime, check out one of my other videos. I need to take a quick break.